You can feel the vibe of young people as soon as you reach the city. Bustling Hyderabad is one of the biggest IT hubs in India. Here on the campus of the Institute of Technology, one topic is dominating every conversation: artificial intelligence. Many of the students here have their own dreams of a future in developing AI.
I did see a drastic changes in the environment, in probably even the mindsets of the people, thinking more into AI perspectives. So it is booming a lot.
Specifically in the AI sector, there's a huge boom, and I do know that there are companies who are establishing some research headquarters in India.
Fewer students than ever before see their future in the US or Europe. This professor thinks the brain drain of young IT talents out of India is over.
Students have been traveling to other countries, US most importantly, for job prospects and so on. However, this trend is changing in past few years, thanks to this tremendous startup culture that is developed in India.
I suspect immigration full stop will be much more limited ahead, making it harder especially for qualified applicants to meet the H-1B visa programs and any other kind of programs to bring in either immigrants or refugees or both.
And India needs its own talent, as major companies' bosses see it, because the country has changed from a pure software business to a major service provider. Indian IT experts handle everything from software to cybersecurity for companies worldwide. Infobeams is one of those companies. They are operating in the US, Germany and Dubai and have their headquarters in Indore in India. Almost 1,500 people work for the company. Infobeams sees itself as an AI digital transformation center. The founders don't feel threatened by a new Trump government in the United States. Many big American companies already have huge setups in India. There will hardly be any company in America which does not have any IT setup in India or other countries, so I don't think it will make much of a difference. On the contrary, I think that Trump's policies, which talk about tax breaks and which talk about promoting business, will lead to a boom in the IT sector. I think there is a lot of potential in artificial intelligence, which is a new trend right now. The Indian IT sector should get more exposure to the global IT sector. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Trump are getting along very well. A repeat of cordial relations the two shared during Trump's first term between 2017 and 21. They even call each other friends, and the trade between the countries is growing. In 2023, the commodity trade between the US and India focused on precious metals, fuels and electrical machinery, according to UN Comtrade data. 35% of Indian exports to the US and 41% of India's US imports fell into these categories. Still, the Trump administration might have an impact, but less on India than on China. First of all, the big problem might be punitive tariffs.
I don't think it will be an immediate impact. I think, again, if the global system that has provided the rules of trade for my lifetime continues to unravel, then that will have an impact, even on services and even on countries like India that are generally not as exposed to the global trading system.
India's more interesting when it comes to offering services. According to a survey, the total export of software services stands at $205.2 billion compared to just around $200 billion a year earlier. And that might have an impact on the Indian society.
In general, software coming out of India, I don't think people are so concerned. The dollar rate concerns, but that's a positive thing, because if the dollar keeps getting stronger and India imports software, it's good, because you earn more in rupees than in India. And dollar looks to be getting stronger under Trump.
Some would even say a strong dollar helps India reach new heights. Sindagi Technology is one of the leading software companies for the Indian government. They are the biggest provider for IT solutions in the public sector in India. Their founder thinks in the long run, India could provide more than the competitor China, perhaps even in manufacturing.
I see India as a natural alternative to China. Looking at our vast talent pool, our robust IT ecosystem, and our cost advantages, I believe we are a natural ally and a natural alternative.
And why not? A young population, many IT-trained people, and hundreds of startups within the country. The Infobeans boss is also optimistic. I think the Indian IT industry will only grow further in the next few years. Today's global IT market is completely dependent on India, and we have to maintain that dependency. We can easily keep it. We have to progress further in that. We should expand our focus and look at especially ground technology, innovation, ground research, which we perhaps have not paid much attention to yet. We should develop AI technology ourselves. Back to the Institute of Technology in Hyderabad. Companies don't have much of a hard time keeping their people in India. Many want to stay in the country in the long run.
I would go abroad for just a postdoc, I would say, but I would want to continue working in India only. I would settle down in India, if that is the question.
For studies and even for job, I would like to go abroad for getting the right experience. But I also want to come back and give it back to my own country because I've had all my education from India.
Graduates and IT experts are even relatively confident about Trump's tenure. The good career prospects for young graduates in the country itself do not seem to be a problem.